Welcome to the house.
To the house of Holbein, yeah. Oh yeah. The house of Holbein.
What? No, I just remembered I've got to go to the sanitarium tomorrow. They want to do a checkup. It's a waste of a day, really. Why don't you just call in sick? Oh, hey Nikki. I was just waiting for you. Odd Butler had Jasper help move her workstation out to a quiet clearing she found in the Weald. I think she doesn't want to be interrupted. Interrupted? Yeah, because she was hardly getting any work done before. Come on, let's go get her. Poor girl needs us. Hey, Oddie? Oddie?
Is there a problem, Dr. Jackson?
No, not... Well, sort of. You're working very hard. Me and the guys were thinking, maybe you should take a break. You haven't really been eating. What if we all went and got some food? How does that sound?
Dr. Jackson, if no problems with my conclusions, I must get back to me and Grimm's studies. There's too much yet to do.
Yeah, and too much for you to be doing alone. You used to take breaks.
But I am alone, Dr. Jackson. Sally Grimm is dead. Was that all?
Yeah, Audie. That was all. Dismas and Reynolds seclude themselves from the rest of the hamlet, accepting nobody's company nor comfort but each other's, as they mourn their lost friends together, but alone. With them unreachable, Naomi dead, and Odd Butler's research not showing any results yet, leadership of the hamlet falls squarely onto the shoulders of Praxia Snow and Norman Goodman. On week 48, Praxia Snow takes Rownan and Cora to the cove, bringing Jasper along as well since his usual team's unavailable at the moment. Thanks to a town event, it's an open-level mission, and I didn't really need anything done, so I'm just bringing along 3 level 5s on a long level 3 quest with an antiquarian to get some sick loot. After last week's disaster, I took a couple of days' break from the game in real life, and I'm coming back to it now, and I just want to be happy and do something easy. Jasper is glad to have a chance to get out and fight again, and Praxia Snow is quite glad to have a bounty hunter in her team once more. Also, I forgot to mention it earlier, but antiquarians actually have 100% crit chance on their attacks, apparently, because Cora's just kicking ass right now. It's time for a quick tip! Quick tip! Quick tip! If an enemy is guarding another enemy and you stun the guarder, then the guardee will no longer be guarded. This has been a quick tip! Quick tip! Quick tip! After they finish their camp, I'm feeling pretty safe with how well they're doing right now, and I'm here to make more money, so I decide to snuff out the torch, because when you're fighting in total darkness, you actually get more loot from finishing battles and from curios and chests and such. I never really do darkness runs, because that's just not how I like to play, but I've got some level 5s here, and I'm here just to get sick loot, as I mentioned, so it's a great chance to show off what a darkness run is to you all and explain the benefits. Oh! Another effect of being in total darkness is that random battles have a small chance to be replaced by the Shambler. And I didn't even do anything yet, and this team sucks for this guy, but here we are. Okay, alright, it's fine. I can take this guy. This team might suck against shuffling, but they're still rounding Jasper, and Praxia goddamn Snow, alright? If I just kill the little guys and focus fire on the big man with Praxia, I should be alright. Oh!
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Ooh, Cora's getting pretty messed up, actually, and a really bad heal bleed makes it a lot worse. I get a better heal, but it's another bleed on Cora? That's more like it. Just show up, bleed 9, crit 52 heal. Thank you, Raunin. Cora lands the kill shot, which means we just have the little guy to work down, but he's high damage and prot 75, so we are not out of the woods yet. And Raunin heals for 2. I mean, I just don't know what to think about this guy. Cora crits to finish the small guy off, because of course she does. She's Cora. It's a 100% chance. And I get the Ancestors Bottle. Oddbottler will love that, for 2 reasons. After that, the team heads to a secret room that they found, gets some gems, and screw you, they're going back to full torch brightness, alright? I can take a hint, and an immediate shambler is a big enough hint for me. Besides, my inventory's full of stuff. I don't need +++ loot when Cora's got my back, alright? We're fine. See? I can be consistent.
Yes, dear. Thank you.
Cora and Raunin are getting along great, and with that mankind hater quirk that Jasper has, and also being a bounty hunter, he just eats humans. Praxia Snow's a pescatarian. They return to the hamlet, Praxia and Raunin having each made a new friend, and we got some more level 6s. Praxia returns to her post, managing the hamlet with Norman Goodman. Cora and Raunin share a drink as new friends, and Jasper takes the Ancestors Bottle to his teammate and friend Oddbottler for her study. All in all, Praxia Snow's expedition was a rousing success. And now it's time for Norman Goodman to lead the next foray, into the Cove this time, to take on the alluring siren with Lady Rosiette, Amelia Banks, and Trunk Chopper. In a series of events I couldn't have predicted, Lady Rosiette caught wind of me saying that you didn't need to bother committing her name to memory in Chapter 4, and it made her very angry. Now, after starring as the main character in her very own interlude episode, I have to tentatively admit that, okay, sure, she's one of the main focus characters now. You can care about her a little bit if you wanna. Trunk Chopper does work on the way to the siren, and Norman Goodman's set up as a guarding, reposting, team buffing guy now. Amelia Banks resists the siren's call. Lady Rosiette's dishing out stuns like nobody's business, and Trunk Chopper is massive. Amelia Banks dodges the siren's call, and Norman Goodman kills her with a riposte.
Hideous matriarch, vile queen of the aquatic depths. She has no place in the sane world.
Idle Musketeers gain a resolve level this week, as Dr. Jackson silently assists Oddbottler in studying the Ancestors Bottle. Its properties are much more powerful and clear than any previously recovered artifacts, and it's quite a breakthrough discovery. Week 50 is easy enough, which is mostly to be expected since it's composed of one of like 2 non-dysfunctional groups, left full of people that actually all like each other. Until a certain point when things start to go bad, and this time, I abandon the quest before they go very bad. Simon Quicker's on death's door, Spiral Artist's 1 bleed tick away from also being on death's door, and quest completion would be in 1 hallway and 1 room. I could have risked it, and maybe I would have, but no. I want to show that it is a good choice quite often to retreat and regroup in this game. It's not like other games. And I mentioned that earlier. I want to actually, practice what I preach here. Also, I just don't want Kringle and Cutie Unit to have to go through their 2 friends getting killed. It's alright. We're a happy family. On week 51, the Shrieker is back. At Praxiusno's pleading request, Reynold and Dismas come out of their mourning to deal with it and fight it off. The three are also accompanied by Lady Rosiette, who tries to strike up conversation on the brief journey, but is not met with much back. The Shrieker immediately decides that it hates Dismas. Its dodge is once again big trouble, and oh my god, I can't hit it, and Dismas' death's door already. I finally get a mark, and it starts targeting some other people, but the dodge debuff doesn't go off on the marking ability, which means... Okay, and it's gone again. Dude, I've never had any trouble with this guy in other runs. I always get him to like 1/3 health before he leaves, or I just kill him. I don't know. I don't know if I was getting really lucky with him never dodging before, or if I'm getting really unlucky now. Anyway, it's still a win. So, back to the Hamlet. You've never stolen something. Not even a little thing. I'm telling you, not even something little. I don't think I'd be any good at it, to be honest. Well, I could always teach you, you know? Yeah? Well, I shall take you up on that at a later date. Oh, hey, speaking of dates, they're fruit, right? Or is it not? I've never had one. You've never had a date? Not in all my years. Not one date. Not one. Have you had some? I've had some, yeah. Good skid. Do they sell them anywhere here? Supermarket has them. Well then, we should go have a couple of dates together sometime, yeah? What are they like? Are they sweet? The best ones are romantic. Romantic? What is... Oh! You mean... I see, that's clever. I see what you're doing. That's funny. Weren't you also doing it? What do you mean? Anyway, do you want to go out? For week 52, on a hunch, Oddbottler takes her usual team out to the Weald to explore. Her research is finally starting to piece together the story of what happened to cause all of this, and she feels like she's on the very precipice of a breakthrough. Wow, okay, so the map I get is terrible. There's going to be so much backtracking, which means so much torch loss, and also chance for more hunger checks and fights springing up. We will say this is just Oddbottler wants to get a look all over, I guess. You know, she really wants to survey the land. So, Oddie, where exactly we headed?
Weald. Are you ill, Dr. Jackson?
I think Nikki means where specifically.
You sort of just jumped up from your table and told us to follow you. Yes. Then we are headed in the direction I go.
Oddbottler's not entirely sure what she's looking for, but her gut is telling her there's something in this area worth finding. The final piece of the puzzle she was putting together with Sally Grimm. Find anything good, love?
Nothing important. Continue moving.
This fella right here is the hateful Virago. Yeah, he's hateful. If there are any corpses on the battlefield, he has an ability which will turn them into these. And while these exist, no one on your team can use any healing ability. Self-healing, group healing, doesn't matter. Sometimes you'll probably feel like you don't need to retreat from the mission or avoid a fight entirely, you just need a little boost. And in those cases, it's sometimes good to just back out of the fight, heal up with some food, use an anti-venom, reset your party order, and then go right back into it, which I do right here. Even with that, it's a damn close fight, and Jasper is kind of teetering on the edge for a while. Lots of enemy crits, lots of enemy dodges, none of those for me. But you can't complain about that and call it bad luck, because technically that's what it is. but that's also an element of the game, and if you don't account for the fact that that is a very real possibility, it's sort of a lack of preparation for the inevitable bad luck, if that makes sense. But if you're good enough and careful enough, you can work your way back up to a good place. Oh, come on! Anyway, I killed those guys, and we're moving on now. That was not fun to deal with. I need better luck. The party has a bit of an early camp to prevent any early afflictions, and immediately in the next second, they run into a corrupted giant. If you don't remember, these guys are awesome.
You thought you were awesome.
You thought I was awesome, my brother?
Definitely.
How?
Well,
A decisive pummeling.
Okay, so good, we swept that guy up, but seriously, that had better be the only one, or at least like one of two, because I don't want to deal with those dudes. Human tag or not, I would prefer, you know, maybe like a maggot or a couple spiders. Okay, we run into another one right away, and a madman too. Madmen cause a hell of a lot of stress, and they sound like Patrick Star. Man, you know, there was a bit of trouble earlier to start with, but I really just feel like nothing could get in the way of this team right now. They're kind of just too good. Ooh, that's a big crit. Oddbottler's been a bit of a nervous wreck after the stress put on her by Sally Grimm's death, and this is finally the tipping point. Oh, that's not good. She is death's door bleeding right now, and then she hit her again. But it's okay, I retreat combat and I leave the mission. I've got plenty of loot, and even though she absolutely could have survived and been healed up, there's so much more to do to complete this quest after this fight anyway, and I don't think we'd be able to. Pack it in. Oddbottler hasn't slept in days, overworking herself in a desperate attempt to finish her and Sally Grimm's work, to find a meaning and an origin behind the corruption in and around the manor, all on her own. It was never sustainable. Now that the results of her overworking herself have been made undeniable, Oddbottler's close friends make her take a break. They spend a couple of days together just relaxing and having some fun. They did bring back enough Dedede heirlooms to upgrade weapons at the blacksmith, by the way, which is all I really wanted, and part of the reason I was so willing to just retreat there. They don't need experience or anything at this level, so that's a win condition right there, especially with them all safe. On week 53, Dominique takes a team of some of the unimportant new arrivals to the Warrens. We've got Jack Maniac, the Flagellant, Ibracia, the Grave Robber, and Hard Rock Yamaki, the Vestal. I'll take this opportunity to explain Hellions like Dominique a little bit, but you're not going to get anything in depth this time. In short, they're high damage, high health frontliners who do their best work in position 1. From position 1, you can set them up to attack all enemy positions, if you have the right abilities, which is very nice. She's got lots of great bleed and a self-heal damage buff ability as well, and yeah, that's right, there's a bleed on top of those base damages you've been seeing, and it's a fairly heavy bleed too. She has a pretty fair base speed for a damaged tank as well, and standard good accuracy. The balance is that you really don't want her out of position 1 or 2, and a lot of the time, that narrows down to just not wanting her out of position 1. Oh, one other thing to remember. Dominique is only level 2. So you see these numbers, they get bigger. She's got a bunch of really cool camping abilities too. I don't want to talk too long, but you can pause it if you like. The team returns successful. Oddbottler's feeling a lot better by week 54 after finally getting some time off. On her request, the team heads out once again with upgraded weapons, this time to the Warrens on a medium champion level quest. The break she had with her friends was nice, but all the same, she is on the very precipice of a breakthrough, and she does not want to squander it. There's some really great damage right out the gate from Nikki and Jasper, and they leave the fight in tip-top shape. Oddbottler's greater mood is immediately obvious, just from her posture. The time spent relaxing has done wonders for her composure and combat ability, and she's much less frantic now in her search for the final pieces she needs to complete her study.
Obliterated. Decimated. Annihilated.
Andrea's getting really good damage in the fights too. I told you initially, Vestals are always underestimated for how much they can just kill everything. The whole team's doing really well right now. The enemies aren't any less lucky with their crits, but it's much easier now that the team's accuracy and damage is up to level. Because while the enemy's crit chance is the same, they're dying sooner, which means less chances to crit. I think this is in contention for my new favorite team composition. By the way, I've never played this team composition before this run, but if you play this game, I feel like you're constantly finding new, cool, fun things to do. Anyway, you've seen it as I've been talking, but this team is eating enemies like no tomorrow, and boom, mission complete, easy. Basically no stress and tip-top HP. Oddbottler did get to Death's Door, but that was from a crit that took her down from literally full HP, and we were able to recover. In these higher level quests, you'll probably get put on Death's Door. That's fine. Enemies can just crit you there from full sometimes. It's more that you want to avoid Death's Door checks, which we've been very good at, and that's something that's more in the player's hands most of the time. Not all of the time.
Dr. Jackson, would you come see?
What's up, buddy?
Check my work.
Alright?
The ways and rituals of blood sacrifice are difficult to master. I murdered them as they slept. Madness. More blood-soaked soil tore his eyes from their sockets. Beyond human understanding. This horror must be unmade. Bread.
Is this all true?
Makes logical sense.
Well, I mean, it's mad, but yeah. Yeah, I think it does all make sense. Buddy, how did you get this stuff?
Journals and pages. Grimm decoded the cipher they were written in. Some require special chemicals to become legible. Believe I know location of corruption source now.
Holy hell, Audie, that's... Wow, great work! Finally we get a bit of progress, eh?
Been fighting symptoms. Now can kill disease. Exciting.
Come on, let's get back to the hamlet with this stuff. We got serious work to do. Oddbottler and her research team return with their new findings, and quickly meet with the hamlet's leaders to discuss what they've uncovered. Dismas and Reynold leave their quarters for the meeting, somewhat hopeful and invigorated by the potential for a breakthrough in Sally Grimm's work. Praxia Snow and Norman Goodman also naturally attend, being for the most part the two responsible with managing the hamlet's forces thus far, while Kringle and Una watch from a nearby roof, with Spiral Artist and Simon Quicker. The source of the corruption has been located. It can be destroyed. And it all begins with the first expedition out to the darkest dungeon.